I don't know why the sun decided to come out now. It was super cloudy, and now I'm just gonna be like this the entire video, just so I'm not like this. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jasmine. It's nice to meet you. Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're gonna be doing an Aurola haul. I did an Aurola haul several months ago when Aurola was just starting out. I did a review of their Intensity collection, which is very similar to the Alphalete Amplify leggings. Whereas in today's video, the Dream collection, it's a totally different material. They have some adjustments. I got myself some leggings, some shorts, as well as a bra. Now this bra isn't part of the Dream collection, it's their strappy like one-off, but we're gonna go over all of the details of each of those things today. So we're gonna start from the top and work our way down to the bottoms, starting with this strappy bra that I mentioned before. Now I got this one in all white in a size medium. And for reference, I think it was $28.99 or something like that online. So under $30, it's a reasonable price. It's more of like a bandeau style. It doesn't offer a crazy amount of support or coverage. So with the white one, it's a solid white. With the other colors that they offer, it's more of like a marble material or marl. I personally don't care for marl. It just makes it harder for me to figure out what I want to wear it with. The fabric is a little bit brushed. It's pretty soft. It's not double lined in the front, but the front material, like the white part, is incredibly thick. So you don't have to worry so much about anything showing through if you're not gonna wear pads. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there are removable cup pads. They're pretty lightweight. They actually have a pretty interesting shape. Like typically these come in either like an oval or a triangle, but these, they try to get a little bit creative. Where I'm not, you know, a foam cup pad expert, so I'm not gonna go crazy talking about that, but pretty lightweight. So if you aren't someone who's like crazy about cup pads, you're not gonna see them through the bra because, like I said, this material here is thick. So on the inside of the bra, it's actually this really breathable mesh. I actually like the mesh a lot. I noticed that when I was wearing it, I wasn't sweating on it too much. Now maybe that's only because I was doing upper body in this, because lower body, I don't know about that girl. But yeah, the mesh is really breathable. The bra itself is really stretchy. Unfortunately, it isn't adjustable. The only support you're gonna get is from the straps because, you know, it kind of just sits on top of your boobs. There's no band underneath. I mean, there's like a little itty bitty band that's supposed to like sit under your boobs, but if you have a larger chest, it doesn't even touch your torso. So for me, I don't know if I'd be wearing this super frequently, only because there's a lot of under boob. I have to constantly pull my boobs up so that they're not sliding out the bottom. Up close and personal here, but as you can see, there's just a lot of under boob going on. And if I'm at the gym, I don't like that. Like I can raise my arms and it doesn't shift too much, but it shifts enough so that it starts to peek through. And dudes at the gym sometimes are already creepy as hell. So adding this bra into the mix doesn't help things. Wouldn't go running in it, not enough support. This is very low impact, but for back day, get at it. I was able to solve the lighting problem because I'm a genius, but we're gonna hop into the leggings and shorts now. Here we have two pairs of leggings, one short. I did order two pairs of shorts because I wanted to do a size comparison between the small and the medium, but unfortunately those won't be getting here until December. Mind you, these came, you know, like 3 weeks ago. So I'm gonna start off with the Jacaranda color. So these are beautiful. So this shade is incredibly similar to the Digital Violet Amplify leggings that recently came out, and they were like half the price for the leggings, which is crazy. But these are buttery. They are so buttery soft. I haven't worn these yet. I've worn the Surf the Web to the gym just to get an idea of how they perform, but I'm so excited to wear these. So when it comes to the material, it's 90% nylon and 10% spandex, and it's a 25-inch inseam and a 7/8 length. On the website, they say to size up, so I bought the Jacaranda hopefully I'm saying it right, in a size small, and I bought Surf the Web in a size medium. Right off the bat, it looks very similar to the Intensity collection, but there are a few differences. The waistband actually only has 2 tiers of compression, whereas the Intensity collection has 3. Although it only has the 2 tiers of compression, it's still pretty comfortable. Like, it still offers enough like suction so that you're feeling a little bit snatched and held in. I just realized I've been calling it the Intensity collection. It's actually the Intensify collection. So yeah, glad I picked up on that one. If we look at the scrunch detail is different than the Intensify collection. This one has 4 columns, whereas the Intensify has 5. These are definitely way softer than the Intensify collection. Like I said, I wore the Surf the Web, washed them, and they still are softer than the Intensify. The Intensify, these are the Intensify, these are the Dream. Like, these don't feel bad by any means. Like, these definitely feel more like the OG Amplifies, whereas these are thinner, a little bit more breathable. Here we have the Stratus bra in the Digital Violet that Amplifier recently came out with. If you're not familiar with it, I also did a video of that, so you can check that out on my channel. But yes, I paired this with the Jacaranda leggings because they are very similar in color. They're both like a nice periwinkle, but hopefully the camera's picking it up. You can see that the bra has a little bit more blue, whereas these leggings are a little bit more purple. If you're not someone who's super matchy-matchy, then you can definitely go for a combination like this. Or if maybe you missed out on the Amplify leggings in this color in your size, you can go for these and it's still a cute look. I'm gonna be wearing this combination quite frequently, only because, well, not only because, but because I got the Digital Violet shorts instead of the leggings, because I just wasn't in the mood to really spend $72 on a pair of leggings, whereas now, you know, half the price and it does the same thing. I do like this material in comparison to some of the newer Amplify leggings, because as we all know, they're not really like the OGs. The OGs were a little bit thicker, whereas the newer ones are on the thinner side. The material seems to switch from launch to launch, so hopefully these are going to be a little bit more consistent when it comes to the material. I have to say I do prefer the size medium in comparison to the small, only because it feels a little bit tight on my thighs, the size smalls, whereas the mediums are just not as compressive. I don't know, after putting on the size smalls, I might like these better than the mediums. I might have lied to you halfway through this video, oh my god. But the mediums are, I don't know, they're a little bit baggy right here, whereas the smalls really hug me. And the length is the same. It's just the waistband offers a little bit more compression. Like when I squat, there's no issue. I mean, with the small, it might be a little bit more sheer. These leggings are a lighter color, so they're just naturally gonna be a little bit more sheer, see-through. So I'd say if you're in between sizes, maybe go for the size up. So like for me, I can get away with either a small or a medium. I typically prefer smalls because they offer a little bit more compression along the waist. But for these, size up if you're in between. Here are the Surf the Webs. So again, same details as before. It's a 2-tier waistband instead of 3. We have the 4-column scrunch here. 25-inch inseam, 7/8 length, incredibly buttery soft, super duper stretchy. I think in terms of color, these remind me a little bit of the Victory Blue. Now, I don't have Victory Blue to compare right now, but I was trying to get my hands on them for the longest time, wasn't able to. So I was really glad I was able to snag these. I did not mention before, but these leggings are a solid color. Unlike the Amplify where they have a little bit of a marl to them, these don't, and I actually prefer this. I don't know what it is about marl, but I'm not a fan. So yeah, I was really glad to pick these up and notice that they didn't have that at all. I backed the camera up a little bit so you could see that these are the full length leggings in Surf the Web. This color, so far all the colors are wild, and I can't stress it enough that this material is beautiful. I prefer the waistband to be a little bit tighter, but they offer some more stretch that I need, especially around the glutes. It's not too tight around my glutes. This is the length, you know, ankles right here, just a tiny amount of space, which is like perfect. You don't want it too close to your ankle. And for me, I don't like it when it sits up this high. Usually a 7/8 length will sit high on me like that, and it's it gives me the ick. Don't know why, but yeah. One of the things I have to note before I move on to the next thing is that the pricing is a little inconsistent. So I ordered these off of Amazon. You could go onto their website and order them, but the pricing does change depending on the color. I really don't like that. Sure, there might be a color that's a little bit newer, great, but I think if you're selling, it's the same product, but just in a different color, you shouldn't be switching up the prices. So for example, I paid $21.90 or something for these, but the Jacaranda purple were $31.50 or something like that. It's a little bit weird, And I think that there was another color in the same Dream collection that were even cheaper than these, Surf the Web. If you're a little bit hesitant about trying them, I'd say go for the cheaper color, see if you like it, and then go for the ones that you might be a little bit more drawn to. Okay, so here we have the size smalls over the size medium leggings. Now, I tried to put these purple ones on the other day for the gym, and I found out that I had actually torn them somehow during the try-on. So if I watch the clips back, and as you're watching them, you'll probably see that there's a little bit of a run right here. So yeah, that news was really upsetting to me because I hadn't worn them to the gym yet, so there should have been no reason for them to tear. And this is the first time that that's happened to me with Aurola leggings, but it probably won't be the last, which is upsetting. Putting that aside, let's go over the details. So again, same 2-tier waistband, 4-column scrunch. The width of the mediums are gonna be about 3/4 to an inch wider than the size smalls. Now, it's gonna be the same all the way down, unlike in the shorts where the further you went down into the thigh, it got a little bit wider. And then the size smalls are actually about an inch shorter in length than the size mediums. There's no difference in the logo back here, sewn in logo, same size. Yeah, the biggest difference really is just the width of the leggings and the waistband, the extra material you get from just having a larger size. Okay, now let's take a look at the differences between collections. These are a size small in the Dream, and then the bottom here, Intensify, those are also a size small. When it comes to the waistband, the Dream collection is going to be about an inch shorter in width than the Intensify collection. Although there's a difference in width, I would have to say that the Intensify offers a little bit more compression than the Dream collection. I honestly think it's because of the material. This is a little bit thinner, whereas this one is pretty thick, and it's a little bit more rigid than this material here. So if you're worried that the compression is going to be a little bit different, these are honestly a little bit more comfortable than the Intensify. And then if we make our way down to the bottom of the legging, these are about 2 inches shorter than the Intensify collection. So if you're on the taller side and you don't like a 7/8 legging, maybe go for the Intensify over the Dream. And then before I forget, this is actually a pretty big difference. So looking at the crotch gussets, they're totally different. This one is your standard diamond shape. It's about 5 inches across. And this one actually goes down your thigh, your inner thigh. End to end here, it's actually a whole foot, 12 inches. When it comes to the difference in like squatting, camel toe, and all that stuff, I don't really struggle with camel toe between either of the collections, so I can't really say whether or not this really helps me that much. But if maybe you prefer something that has a crotch gusset that's a little bit longer, you might want to give these a go. Again, me personally, I don't see much of a difference here, so just figured I'd let you guys know that. Okay, so shorts. These are a size medium? Yes, they're a size medium in the color Aventurine. I don't have a color like this. These, although they give me Crayola vibes, I think all the colors honestly give me Crayola vibes, but I really like these. Maybe it's because they're so different. I don't know, but again, incredibly soft. I've worn these to the gym, I think only once, to be honest with you. I think I've only worn them once. They do have a little bit of rolling, not as bad as the Amplifies that I just bought in the Digital Violet. It's probably because the material is a little bit different, but these, again, 2-tier waistband, 4-column scrunch. The scrunch does not touch the crotch gusset. There's actually less space between the booty scrunch and the crotch gusset in comparison to the Intensify collection. So if that's something that you didn't like before, that has now been adjusted. Okay, here we have the aventurine leggings on. These, oh my God, they're so beautiful. Look at the color. I can't get over the color, it's crazy. I don't have anything like this and I'm losing my mind. These are super soft. I did say that they don't roll too much, but quite frankly, they do roll a little bit. I'm wearing these in a size medium. There's a little bit of bagginess happening here, but I don't mind it so much. I'd prefer a little bit of bagginess over it being too tight on my glutes. The waistband offers really great compression. If you're wearing any sort of underwear, you will see lines. I've even worn them with some seamless. These aren't seamless, and you could still see the outline. It's just because of the material. You're gonna see sort of everything. I didn't have an issue with camel toe, but you know, everyone's built different. I didn't really notice the scrunch shifting at all. It kind of really does stay in place. The band is really good, very compressive. It's not super tight. I mentioned in other videos that sometimes it's so tight I feel nauseous, but I didn't feel that with this one. It could be a little, just like a tiny bit tighter, but for me, this is comfortable. I don't notice rolling. It doesn't really slide down too much. One of the downsides to having such a buttery material is the fact that you can sort of see cellulite a little bit easily. Now with these leggings, they are darker than some of the other colors that they offer, so it's not too bad, but I did notice it in the sunlight. It was a little rough, and yeah, my glutes aren't totally made of muscle, so I was seeing a little bit of fat, but I personally don't really care too much about cellulite because everyone's got it, but if that's one of the things that you can't stand, and that's like a big X, then maybe don't go for these. I know this is totally unrelated, but my back. I was just looking through some of these clips and I'm like, God damn, this bra really kills it. So these are the shaded spruce in the size small. Immediately I noticed that this is a little bit more compressive, a little tighter on the thighs. It's not squeezing your thighs too much, but you might get a little bit of a bulge. I'm not sure if the camera is really showing it, but yeah, it does create a little bit of a fat pocket. If you don't like that sort of thing, maybe size up. The waistband is definitely a little bit more compressive than the size medium. That's gonna be a given. And then there's less material right here. All of that being said, I do prefer the size smalls over the mediums, but I wish that this was a little bit looser around the thighs. Now maybe that'll change once I've worn them, worked out in them a little bit, but right out of the package, they are gonna be a little bit tighter, so just beware of that. And I believe these are 5-inch inseam shorts. If not, I'll insert the correct size right over there. For the length, they're not bad, but I did do a couple squats in them and they do roll up. I can do a couple squats now to sort of illustrate that. So I only did a few, and this is how bad we rolled up. Now it could be because these are a little bit smaller than the size mediums, but to be frank, the mediums did roll. Not as bad. It took a little bit longer for the size mediums to get to this point, but after doing some more squats and stuff, you could probably expect them to be all the way up here. And for me, that's not really a look that I'm into. So if rolling is a no-go for you, maybe these you should pass on. I just grabbed the Alphalete teal to do a little bit of a color comparison. Now the Alphalete teal is definitely way more green than the shaded spruce. The shaded spruce leans a lot more blue. It's a little bit closer to that of the pure blue that Alphalete did. I'm gonna grab those real quick. So here's the pure blue. As you can see, the shade is a lot closer to that than it is the teal. I was hoping that these were gonna be a little bit darker like the teal because I really love this color, but them being a little bit darker than the pure blue also works for me because this color was a little meh in my opinion. So, little happy marriage, you came out with the shaded spruce. If you're interested in maybe doing a monochromatic look because you have the tops in both of these colors, I'd give the shaded spruce a go. Okay, so I laid the Intensify collection on top of the Dream collection so you can see the size difference. Now, I didn't think that the difference in size was going to be this dramatic. These are a size small and these are a size medium, but crazy. I did line them up perfectly on the left and on the top. As you can see here, the Dream collection has about 1/2 inch more material in the thigh. At the top here, that's about a 1 inch difference, and then as you make your way down, it's about 1 1/4. So if you're in between sizes, this information might be good for you, because if you're worried about them being a little bit too loose, if you go up to a size medium, now you have a better idea of what you're getting yourself into. I will line them up like this. In terms of the length, you can see they're like a tiny bit longer than the Dream shorts. Now I can grab my little measuring tape. Yeah, it's about maybe 1 inch longer, 1/2 inch longer than the Dream collection. These have that side panel detail, which is going to be a different material. It's almost like a mesh. In comparison to the Dream, they don't have that mesh panel. It's just one solid fabric all around the legging. With the waistband, hopefully the camera can pick it up. If not, I'll do a little bit of a zoom in. This has 3 tiers of compression, very similar to the Alphalete Amplify. The whole idea is it's more compressive as you make your way up, so you have a lot more tummy control. This one only has the 2 bands of compression. It seems to be that it's the 2nd tier of compression on the Intensify collection. That's what's made up of this first thicker tier, and then the top tier is this, it's the same as the Intensify collection top tier. So really you're only missing out on that last tier right here, the least compressive one. So yeah, here's a little bit of a close-up of what I was talking about between the 3 tiers and the 2 tiers. It's not crazy different, but just want you guys to see that. And there is no difference in the size of the logo. I know that some people might be curious about that, but they're both exactly the same size. And this is the only location on the legging where you're gonna see the logo. Moving down into the scrunch area, this one has the 5-column scrunch, whereas this one now has the 4-column scrunch. So with the Intensify collection, it seems that they're sewn a little bit tighter, like the scrunch, whereas with this one, the scrunches are a little bit looser. Now it might be because of the material, but I think that these stay in place a little bit better than this one. Like I said, it could be the way that the scrunch is sewn. This one seems to be a little bit more bunched up in comparison to the Dream collection. And then let me quickly show you the crotch gusset. Both look pretty much the same, not a crazy amount of difference there. This is to help with camel toe. So if you have a crotch gusset like this, you should be okay. You might have that little Barbie look, but you shouldn't have the seam running up your friend. To sort of sum up my thoughts, I do think that this collection is one that you should give a go. If you haven't already tried it, if you have, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite color was and sort of what you think of them in comparison to the Intensify collection. I personally like the Dream over the Intensify. Although the Intensify are great, I just can't get over this material. It's a little bit more high performance in my opinion, but yeah. If you want to go ahead and give this video a like because you enjoyed it so much, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want to go ahead and subscribe while you're at it, that'd be sick too, but no pressure. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.